Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Steffy's Turmoil spurs Finn's 180, Hope rages at Thomas. The Bold and the Beautiful recap and spoilers for Monday, January 15th reveal that Hope Logan and Thomas Forrester's future hangs in the balance. Meanwhile, Steffy Forrester Finnegan and John Finn Finnegan debate about Thomas. Hope and Thomas are continuing their discussion about Emma Barber's death. A shaken Hope tells Thomas that she read everything she could find about Emma's death. Hope recalls that the police said there were no substantiations. Hope's feelings are twisting as she tells Thomas that he watched Emma's auto go off the road, yet he said nothing. Thomas still says that Emma was driving, so presto. Hope isn't having it and fires back with wrathfulness that Thomas was chasing Emma. Thomas doesn't contradict that, but claims they were both just trying to get to Hope. Hope takes a moment to collect her studies and stabilize her feelings. Meanwhile, Thomas addresses about how he's still affrighted over what happened. Thomas says he can't get it out of his mind. Also, Hope tells Thomas that so numerous people wondered if Thomas was responsible. Now, Thomas has admitted to being on Mulholland Drive the night that Emma failed. Thomas' head sluggishly hangs down as he doesn't know if Hope can move past it. Over to Shin, B&B recap and spoilers for Monday, January 15th reveal that Steffy tells Finn that she loves how defensive he is. Still, Steffy insists that Thomas isn't the trouble that Finn thinks he is. Finn replies that he can't ignore Xander Avant's killer claims about Thomas. Finn says that he'd to pry the information out of Xander. Still, Steffy keeps telling Finn that Thomas isn't a peril to anyone presently. Finn rationalizes that Steffy loves her big family and looks up to him. Perhaps Steffy just can't see it in Thomas. Formerly again, Finn says that he'd to pull the information from Xander and his response to questions. Finn easily is on Xander's side, but Steffy says that just because Xander believes it doesn't make it true. Steffy adds that Thomas' miscalculations have hurt her deeply. Finn knows this, but says Thomas might have hurt someone indeed more than Steffy, representing Emma. Back over with Thope, Thomas says he's shamed and abominated keeping the Emma secret. Thomas claims that he wanted to tell Hope the whole verity so numerous times, but she was always so proud of him. Thomas says that he was at the scene of Emma's accident, but Xander is wrong about him being a killer. Thomas begs and pleads for Hope to believe him. Finn tells Steffy that he doesn't want to believe that Thomas is able of murder. Steffy says Thomas isn't able of it, and he was deeply affected by Emma's death. Steffy refuses to believe that Thomas would keep the verity about Emma's death a secret. Steffy calls the notion disgusting. Finn reasons that Thomas was hopeless and at the time, presumably only watched about getting Hope. Steffy asks Finn some good questions, including whether he has ever felt in peril around Thomas. Finn says he has no way felt that way. Steffy uses this angle to reason with Finn that he should trust that suspicion about Thomas. Still, also Steffy thinks he should at the veritably least trust her instincts if Finn can't. Finn realizes how tortured Steffy is by this and agrees to let it go. The Bold and the Beautiful recap and spoilers for Monday, January 15th reveal that Hope wants to know why Thomas is telling her the verity now. Is it because Thomas is being possessed? Thomas claims that he wants a future with Hope. Hope wants to hear the story again, all of it. As Thomas gets to the part where Emma crashed, Hope fights back gashes. Thomas says that Emma must have lost control when her head went down. Thomas explains that Emma must have been reaching for her phone to call Hope. Now, Thomas might lament his conduct, but throwing it on Emma might not help his case. Finn comforts an emotional Steffy. Finn didn't realize how important this situation was hurting Steffy. Shin grasp, also Finn pulls back to continue talking to Steffy. Finn admits that he can't forget about how much he loves Steffy. Finn brings up losing Steffy and all those insomniac nights without her. Finn tells Steffy that if she really wants him to stop pursuing the Emma situation, also he will. Steffy trusts and believes Finn, but can he really keep his word? Thomas tells Hope that when he thinks back to Emma's death, it's like viewing someone differently. Thomas thanks Hope for changing him into a better man. Thomas says that the other man was selfish and confused. Thomas claims that the old Thomas doesn't live presently and is no way coming back again. Hope still listens to everything Thomas is saying, but what does he anticipate her to say? Hope has a lot of allowing to do, that's for sure. Thomas wants to forget about Emma's death and concentrate on his future with Hope. Still, Hope says she needs to suppose about this. Hope reminds Thomas that Emma was her friend, not some foreigner. Hope adds that Emma failed trying to tell her the verity about her baby. Hope adds that she believes Thomas is being veracious. Thomas says thank you. Finn and Steffy continue talking but move on from the Thomas discussion. Finn and Steffy flirt with each other. Steffy gushes about how thankful she's to have Finn in her life. The two share a sweet smooch as they make a date for passion. Back to Hope, Thomas apologizes for bringing up painful recollections. Thomas claims he didn't want Emma to die. Thomas says he's disappointed in himself and shamed. Thomas addresses about the difference in Thomas' love for Hope now versus the confused love he back also. Hope says they don't have to talk about that right now. Thomas continues that he's going to be a man she can admire and look up to. Thomas keeps talking about being a man that Hope can look up to one day. Thomas' emotional speech is getting to Hope, that much is clear. Thomas swears no further secrets and no further falsehoods. Thomas wants Hope to tell him that she believes everything he's byword. Thomas says that he loves her so important and wants to prove how good he can be, but only if Hope will give him that occasion. Thomas also brings up the ring and begs Hope not to give up on them. So, what will Hope decide and how will it affect Thomas' future? Hope upset, Steffy stressed, Thomas begs. The bold and the beautiful recap for Monday, January 15, 2024, indicate that Hope Logan says she read everything she could find about Emma Barber's accident and they said there were no substantiations. Thomas Forrester says he's still affrighted by what happened. Thomas says they were both trying to get to Hope. John Finn Finnegan and Steffy Forrester are agitating Thomas. Steffy insists that Thomas is into peril to anyone. The bold and the beautiful recap, Steffy Forrester insists John Finnegan here. Steffy tells Finn that he needs to stop hearkening to Xander Avant. Finn says he'd to pry this out of Xander. Steffy says Finn needs to hear to her, his woman. Steffy says Xander and Emma were close and he's making this up. Steffy says Thomas has changed. Steffy says Thomas would no way kill anyone. Finn says that Thomas has hovered Xander and others. Steffy doesn't understand why Finn doesn't give Thomas the benefit of the mistrustfulness. Steffy says Finn needs to realize that Thomas isn't the same man. Finn tells Steffy he can let it go if she needs him to. B&B recap, Thomas Forrester tells Hope Logan about the night of the accident. The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Thomas tells Hope that he didn't run Emma off the road. Hope demands Thomas tell her what happened again. Thomas says he and Emma argued at the office. Thomas knew what this would do to his family. Emma was going to tell Hope what happened. Emma took off and he followed. Thomas says he tried to get Emma to pull over but she lost control and crashed through the rail. No bone could have survived. Thomas says he's visited by what happened because no one could do anything to help. Thomas swears he didn't kill Emma. Thomas wants a life with Hope and that's why he told her everything. Hope believes Thomas but she needs to suppose about this. Thomas is okay with that. The bold and the beautiful recap, Thomas Forrester wants a life with Hope Logan. Thomas tells Hope he wants her to love him. Thomas promises there will be no further secrets between them. He wants to be a better father, a good hubby, and a better man. Thomas wants to be the stylish developer for Hope's line and he just loves her and wants to be with her. Still, Thomas wants her to at least admit that he has changed if Hope can't forgive him. Thomas wants to be with Hope ever, he isn't obsessed like he used to be. Thomas begs Hope not to give up on them.